All right, we're doing more requests. Let's talk about something fundamental to Magic, mana. But before I get into that, if you have a lore topic you want me to talk about, drop it in the comments. The current list is about 20 items long already, but we've got plenty of time before we have a in-universe Magic set again for me to focus on like Lorwyn. All right, so what is mana? Mana is the fundamental building block of Magic in the Magic the Gathering universe, multiverse. The reason lands tap for mana is because mana comes from the land. But let's zoom out a second and look at the metaphysics of the multiverse. Planes in Magic the Gathering are pockets of reality inside something called the Blind Eternities. The Blind Eternities is made up of something called ether. Ether is like raw, volatile magic. It's the creation itself, basically. Now, planes are created when there is a balance of mana, which is another magical energy, that creates like a place where what we understand physics to be exists. There are a lot of theories about how ether and mana interact, but we know that mana is split into 5 colors. Those 5 colors, when in balance, push against the ether and create reality. We know this because when a plane's mana is not in balance, that plane might collapse. Serra's realm didn't have a balance. It was just the planeswalker Serra herself keeping it through like sheer willpower. Phyrexia was in another situation where it had to be regulated on a regular basis in order to keep from collapsing. So what does this mean for lands? Well, because the physical space was created by mana, you can get energy from it through mana bonds with the land. Now, this isn't the only way you can gain mana. There's a lot of different flavor for how you can gain that kind of power, but sort of the basic way that most spellcasters get their magic abilities is by connecting to the land. This isn't always a conscious thing. In like older Magic lore, it was very clear this is what was happening. In more modern Magic lore, it's less of a literal direct tie. And there are a lot of corner cases, like on Kamigawa, magic flows through the kami instead of through the land directly. And there are like rivers of mana that flow through the world called ley lines, and these are sources of great power. Ether, meanwhile, still exists on some planes. It's usually very rare, except on Avishkar, where it is actually very common. They have the ether sphere, which is sort of this raw magical potential in the sky. And they harness that through collectors in order to create a fuel for their magical devices. So if mana is a fundamental building block of reality, if you're able to harness it, you can warp reality itself. And this is, of course, magic.